Kim, let's start with when the evacuation order went out way back on Tuesday, and you had to get your daughters and the nanny out of town. Take us back to that night.
Yeah, so the alert went off that we needed to get everybody out. I headed back to the house to help everybody get packed up. And then my neighbor helped them back out onto the street into the lineup. And I whipped back to the station to see how I could be helpful for the community.
You're a firefighter, which is why you stayed behind. And so you haven't seen them since Tuesday. What's that been like?
It's horrible. I feel very left out. I'm missing out. They don't know what's happening. They're 4. So I'm keeping them protected until I know more. And it's tough. I lean on my family. They're my everything. So it has been a challenge not being around them. And I actually can't get to them right now because the road is closed. So
now, what was it like for you being a firefighter, being in Jasper in the days after the evacuation alert, watching buildings burn?
It's quite traumatic, and it's because it's not like this is like, I don't know, X number Y, this street. This is Mark's house. This is Dawn's house. This is, you know these people and you know what it means to them because it means the same to you. It's hard to process, and I'm hoping those people now know. It's been difficult. Do you reach out? Do you not? Is it my place? How do you have that conversation?
You were telling me there's some pretty big wins for the fire department in terms of protecting buildings, but there were losses as well. About a third of the structures in Jasper, we're learning, were burned down, and that includes your house. You took video of your house burning. Can't imagine what that's like.
Yeah, I wanted to see if it was okay. I was naively, even being a fire member, hopeful. It's my personality. I'm a hopeful person. So I got the crew to stop, and it was. It's surreal, it still is. I'm also really glad I have that video because I can look and just kind of process it,
We're only days into this, but if I may, let's talk a little bit about the future. First of all, the future for you and your family. How are you feeling about that?
As of today, about an hour ago, we've secured some temporary accommodation until the end of September.
What a relief.
Huge relief. I feel lighter already on the inside. So I'm looking better for the family. And I have plans past that can be put into place, so that's good.
You have 2 businesses, a cafe and a restaurant?
A cafe and a bakery.
Bakery.
Yeah.
They are both standing. They're both closed. What about the future for your livelihood?
So I'm very apprehensive about that. The bakery, I am not as apprehensive about. It's a cornerstone, a well-known business that's been around for a lot of time. The cafe is not as well known. There's going to be less residents, there's definitely less tourists, and that's what the economy is based on. So that's very much an unknown and a scary prospect.
And the last and most, well, I guess they're all important, but the future of your community, the future of Jasper.
Yeah, so the future of Jasper, I think, is very shiny and bright.
Which I think people listening to would be surprised to hear that.
Yeah, but I do. I've seen the downtown. I've driven the streets. I watched what burned burn. And yes, things burnt. And I by no means want to diminish those losses because I have those losses as well. But that's just a small spot. There's still, the Athabasca Hotel has been there for, 100 years. It's still there. Liquor Lodge is still there. Casio's, there's lots still there. There is a void. There are houses that are gone. But there's a whole half a town that's still there. And the people are there. And that people, to me, is what's the community. That's what makes Jasper. The buildings are important. We need them for surviving life. But we have each other, and the outpouring of support I felt from my neighbors and from people throughout the town is a testament to that.
How are you going to share this news with your daughters, all the details of what's happened?
Well, I'm going to reach out to a mental health expert, actually, on how to properly address this in an age-appropriate way for a 4-year-old. I Googled that, and I came up with a book from Southern California, appropriately because they're caught in wildfires a lot. The town and the muni has been gracious enough to offer us mental health support. So I'm going to use those things that are given to me so that I can do this as correct as possible. I want my girls to understand that this is part of life and it's just a next adventure that we're going to go on.
You sure seem resilient, though.
Thank you.
Thank you very much for speaking with us.
I appreciate it.